What's up, y'all? How you doing? Man. It just, I don't know what y'all are seeing on the regular news, and I'm sure it's just bits and pieces of what they want you to know, but oh man, you seeing the stuff I am? It's like, we are literally, like I say, we're watching billionaires fight over trillions. And it just so happens that these billionaires that are fighting over trillions, well, they also have armies with military weapons, and they also have nukes. There's good news. Now, the people that I'm hearing, I don't know if you're seeing very much difference in the stores yet. I've been seeing a little bit, not a whole lot. But the more this goes, the heavier it's gonna get, y'all. Okay, and it's gonna be things to where you have to be at least a little bit prepared. Now, the emergency alert and all that other kind of stuff, they want people to have at least 72 hours of food and yada yada per person and all. Okay, well, you probably need to think more in months. Okay, we still have over a year to go before we get to the election, and they're using their time. All these, from Klaus Schwab, George Soros, Biden, and Obama, and all those people, yeah, they're still there. They've already been corralled, but they still have people that are doing things under their watch and under their word via someone else. You know, they have their channels. Okay, everybody does like that. When you have covert type things going on in your life and you're a billionaire and you're trying to push an agenda to push propaganda and take over to whatever. It could be, most of the time it's resources. Now it's resources, technology, materials, you name it. It's all up for game around the world. Well, that's where we are. Now, we're going to be the people that are going to be caught in the middle of it, but that's what I'm trying to do, is spread as much as I can to let people know what you can do to try to help yourself. Now, I talked about the Bofang radios. Okay, these are about 35, 40 bucks. Now, they come with pretty good antenna. They have flat strap copper, and this is an Abri. They're very good antennas, and all the military people that I've talked to and heard and all that, for some reason, you fold them over, they get better reception. I don't know why, they just do. But I do know that these radios work, and they work pretty well. And the higher you get your antenna, the better off you're going to be. Now, they have cords that will rig in, that will screw into there, and you can run this antenna up on the top of your house, up a tree, up a telephone pole, whatever. But these things will reach a good ways. Now, these are 8 watts. Now, they do have some GMRS that have scanners in them, and they are pretty well wattage too. Five watts, I think they are, but if they're up to 8 watts, they're going to be better. The higher you get your antenna, the better off you're going to be. They have mobile ham units. Okay. Now, also, these have a scanner in them. You can literally, if you, let me back up a little bit. They also, you get a cord with these, and then you plug them up to your computer. I don't recall the site you go to that downloads the software to where you can get the emergency, like police, fire, and all that in your area, but you have to download it into this radio. Now, the FCC wants you to register these. because it has that orange little button there, and that orange little button is if you dial in an emergency channel, you push that button and you can talk directly to police and fire or whatever, even if there's a circling aircraft or what. In an emergency, yes. Now, these are not any little play toy kind of things. You can get fined for using these if you don't know what you're doing. These are very, that's why they are the way they are, is because you can talk to emergency type vehicles and they'll they'll tune into just about anything anywhere, okay? So they will also work with GMRS regular walkie talkies, like the little cheaper ones and all. They will still work with those as well. Now, these are good communications. If anything goes wrong and the phones and all that go down, at least you can run your antenna up to a tree or what, set it on top of your house, get it up higher, and at least you can listen to the scanner and you can hear what's going on around you. As long as you don't key up on that push to talk or that other orange one, you'll be okay. You see what I mean? Now you can sit and listen all day long. I do. I sit and listen to the fire truck and just emergency vehicles around me. Yes, I do. As long as you don't key up, no problem. Listen in all you want to. Get a scanner. That's also something else, to where a simple scanner that's dedicated, they will pick up the emergency vehicles as well. But if you have a scanner and you keep your communications clear, and if you key up or what, a push to talk or on your push to talk button or what, you make it short and sweet. You know what I mean? You get on, you say what you have to do, and get off. You can even tune into CB type channels, okay? And you can also talk to truckers, but you have to dial it in. You have to know the emergency code. These are 6-digit channels that you have to know the majority of the numbers for them to work, okay? A lot of things, these are not any little kids' toys that, that you want your kids messing with. You can get some cheaper ones so they can have one, but you can sit at home and you can key this up and talk all around your neighborhood, no problem. Look into it, see what you can do. Bofeng, these are from China. They also have some Yaesu from Japan. There's also some other radios and stuff that are quite pricey, but only get what you can afford. Don't worry about everything else. Get what you can afford. Something like this, it's pretty powerful and it'll reach out there. You can take it in your vehicle. They also have antennas that have magnetic bases to where you can, put it to your vehicle. Yes. They also have bigger ham radio setups to where you can key up the mic like CB. They do the same thing. Work off bigger antennas if you want, the whole 9 yards. These are just a handheld to where anybody can. You see a lot of people on military type deals, paintballers and all that they use these a lot. Okay, so that's something else. Communications, anything besides your phone, you need to start thinking about. All right, so that's one. One of the biggest things that I'm telling people about your electronics, you really need to make sure that you have everything all done up to where a Faraday cage, you can take a small metal trash can and now you can pack it with some foam and things like that, where your electronics they have a good barrier. But I like doing the spray foam, the great stuff is what it's called. Get a metal trash can, put a plastic trash can inside of it where it's up off of the ground, and then fill it up with that spray foam to where it's up off of the ground. Put a little in the bottom of it to where your can will sit down on your spray foam away from the bottom of the metal can. Put that in there and then spray around it with the spray foam and it'll expand. There's your barrier, bottom and side. Now all you have to do is figure out the top, another piece of foam that you can cut yourself. Uh, Make a foam a big deal, just like a round thing that's as big as the can, and spray foam it, let it expand, let it harden up, and then carve it the size that you need to put down on top of it. Put your lid on it. There's your Faraday cage. See what I mean? Pretty cheap, pretty easy, and all that. If you have a fireplace, uh, charcoal lighter, get some wood stock going up. If you rent a chainsaw somewhere, cut some limbs off of your trees around there and tell neighbors, hey, can I take some limbs off? Cut them up, chop them up, and let them dry out. You still have a little bit of a food source or a heat source, also a cooking source for your food. If you're good at cooking over an open fire, then you're good to go. If you're good with camping, you're good to go. So matches, lighters, anything like these are Blackbeard fire starters, and you just cut a hunk of it off, and these are little fibers that catch real quick. So there's a bunch of different things. The fire starter logs in for the fireplaces and all. That's another thing for fires and to get started. You can literally take those and cut the chunks and then cut them into squares for starting fires. See what I mean? Little bit by little bit. I'm telling you this because if it comes down to it, and we have to kind of resort back to pioneer type days, then it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, right? So that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to relay to people as much as I can. Try to think of things that you could need if you're stuck in your house for a while. If our food supply, something like that goes ape shit, what would you do? So I've got some other things coming up. I want to show y'all. I didn't want to hit you up too much all at once. But this is just a couple of little things to where you can at least be in the know. And then that way when it all comes out, if it ever goes down, you'll be a little bit more prepared. I've got a big smoker out back. I can show you some stuff about that too. Yeah, pork loin, a lot of different things like that. So this is something I'm trying to help you out with, and if you're not too familiar with it, then there a lot of other people make videos about everything on YouTube. So I try to help you out as much as I can. Plenty of other people out there that have some information. So take the time, educate yourself. You'll be all right. I'm going to try to help make sure. So I don't want to chat you up too much. God bless the United States of America. Screw you commies, you know the drill. We're coming for you. We're getting our country back whether you like it or not. You're losing and we're winning. Yeah, buddy. Thank y'all. God bless you. I appreciate you. And still got some other things coming. I appreciate y'all. Later.